Mhm. Alright. Taking their time here on 4 Zoomers to decide on, their next pick. Again, I think you just wanna go for tanky heroes against, the Shadow Shaman and the Undying, be able to stand your ground and run with them. But you probably want to close out fights reasonably quickly yourself. You go for, heroes with jump, so they get clockwork, and they do end up going for the Lena, so it's one of the better heroes against the Queen of Pain in lane, because she's never going to be able to hit you with the Shadow Strike without taking, like, massive amounts of damage.
I really like these two picks. The Clockwork is exceptional at dealing with heroes like Shadow Shaman. It's
10
very good
seconds
at catching
remaining.
the Queen of Pain as well and setting up other stuns. And Tiny is a hero who
5
builds invis.
seconds.
Lena is a hero that can build
Remember
invis.
that a true
Nature's
competitor
Prophet, a hero that
honors a
can build
fall.
invis. So they have a lot of different ways of initiating fights right now between their lineup. A
Mhm.
lot is going to be on Yarn to try and protect them, but the Clockwork makes it so much more difficult.
Yeah. It's gonna be Clockwork's job is to get on top of, the Shadow Shaman every single, team fight, stop him getting off his shackles, and I'm not sure they have enough, damage right now in order to blow up, Clockwork,
Radiant's
or who could be that
turn to
solution.
ban. Wraith
For the
King.
Wraith King, I mean, I'm not crazy about it because you have a bunch of super low cooldown, abilities against the Wraith King. Light Strike Array is amazing, and that was buffed in this patch. Tiny, you've got Toss and Avalanche to work with. Battery Assault and
10
Power Cog is
seconds.
still just as much of an issue against Wraith King.
5 seconds
I'm
remaining.
curious what they end up picking as their core
I
to.
think I probably would have preferred to see an Ursa.
Really? You like the Ursa
Yeah,
here?
Dyer's turn
yeah,
to ban.
but they've got Wraith King.
The problem with Tiny is he just kills anyone instantly. And I think that's the
Mhm.
idea with the Wraith King. It's like he's going to just get gone on and instantly die no matter what carry you pick here. And so the Wraith King at least will have reincarnation. Like Ursa won't get the opportunity to enrage because you'll just get tossed into instantly dying.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
10 seconds remain.
Peel banned out.
They need a Lukey hero here for sure. So
5
that's why we see the
seconds
Pango
remaining.
ban. Legion Commander,
Mars
I
has already
haven't
been
seen
getting
really
rid
get picked at all. Okay, yeah, they banned the
Dying.
Sand King. I like this. It's a
But
good hero. Really good at
people,
getting on top of Lena.
yeah, people have been picking up Sand King a little bit more prior to the patch hitting. It was starting to get it a little bit more popular again. It'd be a decent way of initiating fights and getting up top people with the disable. But yeah, they need something like that. I'm not crazy about like
10
a Night Stalker,
seconds
which is something
remaining.
else that Luki plays quite a bit. I'm not sure
5
that's what I want to see come out last on the
seconds.
side of DogChamp.
Turn to
I
ban.
think they probably just need to like a straight up stun,
Yeah, I think you're right. They gotta have
but they've gotten
catch.
rid of most of them.
They really don't have catch on the side of DogChamp. For Zoomers here, you're looking for your second support most likely, unless they're planning on running a 4 Lena. But then you're running a Lena NP lane,
10
which is like a little
seconds.
bit non-ideal. So my guess is we're
5
gonna be seeing
seconds.
probably Z Freak's hero here.
God, your last hero needs to tick so many boxes. You need a way of clearing out what this Nature's Prophet has, and it needs to have disable as well. It needs to be tanky and to be able to frontline against a lot of people.
Dyer's turn to pick.
One hero that comes to mind that was buffed up was Axe, but I'm not sure he'd be any good against the Naga Siren now.
What is this Naga pick?
Hmm? What do you mean? They've got no way of clearing AoE on the side of DogChamp. The only thing
Yeah,
that they have is the Queen of
10
Pain.
seconds.
I agree, but it's been safe lane Tiny almost exclusively
5 seconds
this patch.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, they could just run the Tiny in the mid lane, or they can run the Naga Siren in the mid lane. That's something people used to do years ago.
You know what? Mirror Image does dispel Dagger.
Hmm. I'm not sure that's what they're going to do, but they have a couple of options with how they want to run this.
Are we seeing a support
Besides,
Naga Siren?
uh, maybe, I mean, it could be support Lena as well. We've seen support Tiny a couple of times. Position 4 was something we saw run in the DPC.
Tiny's just so broken that like I'm gonna be amazed if they're running Z Freak Tiny here. But maybe they will. All right, I'm all in for Zoomers on that last pick. I think this is the bottom 3 worst heroes in the game.
I disagree. I think against illusion heroes, the Underlord is very good. Um, it got some positive changes. I think the portal's interesting. I haven't seen enough games to know if it's going to be enough or not. So that's your AoE clear. That's ways of controlling up all these summoned units and illusions. but I just wonder if they fixed all the problems with Underlord.
You want to know? You want to know the issue with Underlord, Neff?
Sure.
This hero is an aura bot, and that is all he is. He doesn't do anything else. I will say his ult is quite good when you have like good coordination and a good way to like just instantly get across the map if you can like outplay an enemy team, but it's a 2-minute cooldown and that is all it does. It is 1 global TP for your team every 2 minutes.
I think that's pretty good.
But yeah, but that's all I'm saying is he doesn't scale. He's very bad late game.
Maybe Luki solved Underlord.
Dude,
I
I
haven't
don't
been
know.
watching enough of his stream lately, but maybe he's figured it out. He's put the numbers together and just understands his hero at a different level than everybody else.
I actually just hate this hero. I'm such an Underlord hater right now, and it's mostly out of pain because I love playing Underlord. He's been one of my like favorite offlane heroes for so long, but he has just been absolute doo-doo for like a year and a half. And I was like, oh, they're gonna fix Underlord this time, and then they just like don't address any of his issues. So I'm curious if Luki's figured something else out, but I have not seen this hero do exceptionally well on the patch so far.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because they ended up reworking Underlord like several times, like before they put him into Dota 2 and in Dota 2, and then they just left him alone now for the longest time, even though he's not really played.
Yeah, Corpse
like,
Explosion
okay.
was really dumb though, so that makes sense.
Yeah, there's the Corpse Explosion, and there was the changes between Firestorm being like channeled and not channeled.
Do you remember when you would just go Underlord mid and like the 2 waves would meet and then you wait for the next wave to meet and then you just use Corpse Explosion and it instantly kills the enemy mid hero? That was a good time.
Yeah.
That was fun. Those were the fun days.
I don't remember ever doing that back in the day. I'm sure it was done though.
Yeah, you just would go mid Underlord and as soon as the creeps would die, you just like pop Corpse Explosion on the next wave and the enemy mid laner either dies or has to watch all the creeps die. It's really cool. Really interactive game.
They've removed a lot of things with like corpses inside the game though. Like Echo used to do half damage based on corpses, right? No, it just doesn't.
Echo?
Echo Slam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was true. I remember that.
30 seconds.
At least I don't think I'm making it up. It sounds like so foreign that it could be like a fever dream at this point.
That's a very deep word place. They did actually get a glimpse of Husky walking back up to the high ground, though, so I do know exactly where they are. So we haven't really talked about it. It is a Costabile Naga Siren, and it is Moo playing offlane Tiny instead. So we've got a Z-Freak Lina in the 4 position. A little bit of not what we would have expected out of the Zoomers, but this is a hero that I had theorycrafted was actually better in the 4 position than she was in the last patch, just because of how they changed her abilities, right? Like Fiery Soul, being able to maintain the stacks using Light Strike Array, where in the previous patch you couldn't, because they lasted 12 seconds and Light Strike Array had a 13-second duration. So it was really frustrating. So I think she is definitely back in the support position a little bit more so, but we're going to see Tiny bottom lane here into Luki and Costabile playing aggressively into the Wraith King and the Naga Siren.
What do you think of the first item Wraith Band on Tiny?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Hero needs attack speed, needs armor.
Yeah.
He doesn't need damage. So
2.8 armor you get in total from a Wraith Band after you factor in the attack speed. Versus if you buy a chainmail, you just get the armor and nothing else, and it's 4 armor for 550 gold.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's interesting. I guess the chainmail builds into stuff. Wraith Band doesn't really build into anything.
It builds into better Wraith Band at 25 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. Without any extra investment. Well, I guess it costs you an inventory slot and not being super useful within the late game.
Ooh, Ray Lisa just got a couple nice denies in the mid lane, but Gunner's doing pretty good as well. The thing is, I think a couple of his denies might be his own creeps, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mid-Nature's Prophet, not something we see all that often. I know I watched Monkeys Forever play this a little bit recently, just because he used to spam a lot of Nature's Prophet, but it was pretty funny. Like, you just end up pushing the mid tower super fast. And again, like we talked about in the draft and in the last game, is how important the lanes are. And if you lose these towers early, it's really rough.
Yeah. Yeah, he's denying his creeps. He denied both of the water runes with this one as well. So there's your solution. A lot of people complained about the water runes. They wanted them removed or changed. Gunner's taking things into his own hands here.
He's removing the water runes from the game.
Water runes himself. Yeah. So I was wondering what he was doing with that one. I'm like, huh, he just sent. Oh God, he's clearing out the courier as well. He ends up grabbing the bottle because of the ward behind the tier 1 tower.
Oh, that is set up
got
from
no bottle.
minute 1.
She's got no water rune. She's got nothing.
So that's set up minute 1 by the Clockwork, and they actually knew, like, they planned this from the beginning. Like, all right, we'll put this ward back there, snipe his bottle, and that is exactly what they did. That is huge. It slows down Ray Lisa so much. Another minute without any form of regen.
Yep. Man, Gunner is a gamer. That is super sick. Yeah. The Nature's Call, send one tree to each one of the water runes. I mean, obviously, if you move your hero over with the creeps, you'll end up being able to grab the water rune before the creep is able to deny, just because, you know, the attack swing of the creep is never going to be as fast as you picking up the rune. But if you don't have that bottle in time, you don't go for the water rune. And then obviously he clears those ones out. He takes your bottle as well. This lane is super hard for Ray Lisa all of a sudden. This would be even worse if they had a hero like Earth Spirit who was able to rotate over to the mid lane and like damage Ray Lisa or harass him at a lane.
When are they going to fix the actual tooltips in the game? It's getting a little bit annoying. Bottom lane, Shaman. Falling very low. Z-Freak trying to stand his ground here and help set up kill here for the Tiny. He's got a tree toss after it. He's going to use it to grab first blood. And there it is.
4 Zoomers already off to a good start. Man. These do not look good for DogChamp right now.
Gunner just snipes the water rune bottom. He TPs to it just to make sure that Ray Lisa doesn't even get both.
Yep. He didn't manage to get his creeps on top of the water runes this time at the 4-minute mark. Ray Lisa is forced to pick up the rune, but this is without the bottle.
Yeah.
So,
Gunner is doing a lot of being a huge nuisance here in the mid lane.
Yeah.
But Ray Lisa does have bottle now, so it is quite nice. Overall, Ray Lisa's not struggling all that much. He does still have decent CS top lane. Wow, Costa Bile ends up falling very low. But salve up there from Husky. Able to rejoin the fight here in no time.
It's interesting they decided to do the lanes like this, but I guess they figured Husky would deal a little bit better with melee heroes.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to deal with the Firestorm on an illusion hero, right? So... Costa Bile is just going to be able to farm top pretty easily. Now, the change to Riptide is very weird. Every time it activates, you can only get hit by 1 instance of the Riptide, but it activates now every 6 attacks total. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, bottom lane. Looks like Lukey should... Oh, he's not getting out of that one. That is an ultimate from the Wrath of Nature, and they also managed to find the Shadow Shaman. Pops a stick, so he will end up barely surviving there on the Shadow Shaman, but...
We're 6 minutes, or we're 5 minutes in now. He had the catapult wave, but he doesn't push forward into Ray Lisa's. He had gone back to base to be at full HP and mana for when the catapult came in, which I think was the best play that Ray Lisa could have made, but Gunner is doing super well for himself.
Tell me someone saw that.
He uses teleportation to go back to the mid, or to the fountain instead of using a town portal skull, which is strange. I think he like always used the teleport scroll, but I think he knew that he was just going to be heading back to the mid lane anyways. Didn't want to be getting any lanes after he left. Undying gets gone on.
Yeah, just gets held down by the ensnare, and meanwhile a hasted Clockwork comes in as well, so they get themselves that quick kill. Also gonna try and bring down the tombstone, but decide not to worry about it. Instead, we'll just leave. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Lukey is alone since they do see the TP top from the Shadow Shaman, and Husky, if he can get in range, they have a toss back, they do. And that is gonna hold him inside the cogs. Z-Freak here, easy enough for him to set that stun up, and they get themselves 2 kills now across the map.
Yeah, and of course, Ray Lisa, having just TP'd over to the mid lane, isn't able to teleport down to the bottom, hit them with a Sonic Wave, and try to find a couple counter kills for that one. Getting run all over the map right now by 4Zoomers, up to 4-0, and doing better at the beginning of this game than they did last time. I mean, before they ended up getting 3 kills before the Horn, but already at 7 minutes in the game, they've got a 3K net worth lead. This is better than last time.
Yeah, new Naga Siren is actually very good. This hero, I think, is sick.
Well, I mean, you pick the Underlord in order to deal with it inside the lane. I feel, you know, they just ended up landing the Naga Siren somewhere else. Lukey didn't end up changing his lanes around in order to make that one easier for him either. He ended up going down twice in this lane as well. It looks like they're trying to set up on Lukey again in the bottom lane here. Husky's positioning himself like they want to go, and they just TP'd Z-Freak down here as well. Looks like they're about to lose Lukey.
Yeah, they didn't actually have vision of him as he was hiding in just the perfect spot. He will go ahead and drop the cogs onto the Underlord, and it's not easy to get out of those cogs, but he still manages to do so. The Avalanche plus the Light Strike Array is just too much, and Moo gets himself level 6 now, so you got to be very careful with the towers. However, you did lose Costa Belay top, so that's actually ends up being a really good trade.
Yeah, we got to top him with the Tombstone. Just ended up beating him down. Didn't have to commit the Sonic Wave for that one either. You don't have a ton of mana on the Queen of Pain anyways at the moment, so they took advantage of that rotation down the bottom. In mid lane, looks like Yarn's about to go down to Husky.
Yep, nothing you can do.
Look, he's gonna TP in here because he's worried about them shoving in the wave here with all these treants.
All right. With their TP in here from Gunnar, he does not have Wrath of Nature, but he's got a little bit of bonus damage to work with, trying to just finish off B9 here on the Undying. Avalanche doesn't end up connecting, but he is going to go ahead and drop that tree toss. Gunnar needs one more auto attack to do it. He will find him as he walks under ward vision, but he does have to back now as he is falling low. Regen rune popped on Moo, though, is just going to allow him to zone out the rest of these heroes. Gunnar's going to return to Fountain. No big deal.
They just can't catch anything. I mean, they didn't find 1 kill so far, but they're the same problem that we had the previous game. They never seem like they're able to start the fights on their terms on the side of DogChamp.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
The moment they try to catch anyone is they're disengaging on 4Zoomers. They just walk away. It's that easy. Top lane, they're about to lose Wraith King. He doesn't have the mana for his ultimate. He tries to put the point into it, but if they bring him down here, he'll just drop.
Nice TP in from B9 for sure, but again, you just have a situation like Stonebank is so under-farmed compared to this Naga Siren, and B9 ends up just being food for Moo here on the Tiny as they now have a 3K gold lead and the first tower of the game.
We're looking to make a play down here in the bottom lane as well. Lukey pushing super far forward because they realize so many people were at the top, but there's TP Moo down here.
Nice Hex. Has the Shackles to follow it up, but guess what? It's Gunnar once again showing up here on the Nature's Prophet, doing work. They are going to go ahead and be able to TP out here, unable to cancel that on the Underlord, but still get the kill there onto Yarn and continuing to apply pressure. I mean, this is just what Nature's Prophet does, right? He's going to be able to just shove this lane.
Yeah, into the tier 2. They're not going to be able to pressure mid. Queen of Pain still missing off the map, but looking to make a play onto Quap at the moment. Yeah, just walking up here onto the high ground. Observer ward, give them vision. I think they'll probably realize that this one's warded, given how confidently they walk up the hill. But B9, if he walks forward to try and de-ward this right now, he just dies for it. Yeah, he's going to try, and he's going to pay for this one with his life.
Yep, TP from Gunnar. He's just going for the body blocks here with the tree ends. Pretty successful into the Sprout Light Strike Array as well, and from downtown, Moo dunks on him. Gunnar pretty low, though. Sonic Wave already committed. Stonebank rotating on the backside, but just got slapped by this Wrath of Nature, and there's a quick toss. They get the reincarnation. The skeletons from Stonebank actually doing a lot of work here as they find the kill onto the Lina, and now Moo has to get out of here. Avalanche will make the space, and Gunnar TP's home. They're all out, man.
Yeah. Husky got back as well. TP to the tier 1 tower after dropping his power cog, so he managed to get everybody other than the Lina out of that one. They committed a lot of resources to try and react to that on DogChamp as well. 5K net with advantage here at 11 minutes in the game now.
And Gunnar now
Sonic
has Witchblade, so...
Yeah, he does. Sonic Wave has been used there as well, so there's not a ton that they have in order to defend this tier 1 tower. They can just go forward into this one. In level 6 now on Husky. So he's going to be looking to set up onto somebody. I think they did just play around the mid lane here. They walk back up into the enemy team's triangle, and they hook shot behind the tier 1 if anybody tries to defend the push from Gunner. But looks like they're trying to push into the Wraith King instead, but just end up running into skeletons.
Yeah, they do find him, though, and Underlord's coming in, pops the Dark Rift. He's like, hey, buddy, you can take this, but instead he's just gets zoned off completely thanks to the power cogs, and now Yaren just gets caught by a Laguna Blade, trying to run away here on the Underlord. Looks like he should be able to make it unless Gunner can get that next auto. Yeah, he's not going to be in range, so he's fine. And yeah,
They're playing with the portal.
very good ability, this Fiend's Gate. Yes, yes.
Look, man, it came out kind of slow. I'll give you that.
It's really funny because you put down the Fiend Gate and the enemy team is like, oh, they're gonna be here in 2 seconds, right? It's like IO's reload if you didn't have an IO. You know, Wrath of Nature comes out. They do manage to find B9. He gets a nice tombstone up onto the high ground. Turn their attention on over to Yaren. Gonna prevent him from being able to get those shackles. B9 does get the D ward at the end of the day, but they will just now go ahead and turn their attention to finishing off the tombstone. 175 gold goes the way of Z-Freak on this Lina. He's having a great game.
And with that, they'll be able to take the tier 1 tower. They're set up beside the mid wave. They just lost several heroes, so they end up losing a lot trying to clear out that observer ward. They took that team fight that they lost before. They went down to heroes just now, and they're losing the mid tier 1 tower, all to try and get that D ward off. This is a rough game for DogChamp, man.
Yeah. They managed to grab themselves all of the outer tier 1 towers now with that. I'm not sure if you've seen Costa Bile's net worth recently, but it is quite large. Almost 8,000 here. Luki just happens to cross paths with him in the jungle. Is going to regret that one here pretty desperately. And yeah, you clear up the illusions, but another kill for Costa Bile. Meanwhile, in the triangle, they find Undying as well. And they're picking out bottom lane. They see Stonebank. They're like, okay, you guys want to fight this? Let's go. Move. TP's in. Has the toss. Drops him right on top. Can they actually finish off the tower? They are going to get it. Ooh, hookshot just off the mark. Stonebank's not going to go down. Lisa behind the tower. Doesn't have Blink for a few seconds. Drops the Sonic Wave. Able to get himself a little bit of space. Blink. Oh, Z-Freak snipes him perfectly. Meanwhile, they're still chasing Stonebank. Dark Rift into the tree. Sneaky, sneaky. And he walks away. All right, but Clockwork's been found. Nice tombstone there to slow up these heroes. Will they actually be able to do anything is the question. It's not looking that good. They just turn their attention. They're going to go down that tombstone. Moo, though, comes in way too far. Ends up finally going down. Gunner slapped as well, but they get the Song of the Siren just at the last second. Gunner will be able to TP home, and he's got a teleportation back into this at the end. Yaren trying to get out of here one. They aren't going to be able to do it, though. Wraith King held in place by the Ensnare. And they're going to fall one by one. Double kill for Gunner here on the on the Nature's Prophet. In the trees, they do find Yaren.
He's not going to be able to finish him off,
though. His TP's out. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. He'll heal up in the fountain so the Witchblade won't be able to finish him off. A perfect Song of the Siren coming in there from Costa Bile, interrupting the shackles the moment they came out. They just can't get a win here on DogChamp. Now 9K, 10K net worth advantage here at 15 minutes of the game. This is one of the harsher victories I've seen, and it looks like they just understand the patch super well. They're grouping up, they're running at heroes. Doesn't look like DogChamp has been in shape to adapt to this one, and I think part of the issue was how they drafted. They didn't have tons of AoE clear or ability to take team fights. They don't have a great recovery post landing phase should they lose them anyways.
Oh boy. Lisa mid lane. Tree toss to 50 HP, but in comes Gunner. He gets caught by the Wraith Fire Blast, and Stonebank right next to him as well. He's trapped himself, but a nice ensnare onto the Wraith King. Underlord able to close the gap. Gunner's gonna get away with this, and they GG out instantly.
They couldn't finish off anybody. 16-minute victory right now for 4 Zoomers. 12K net worth advantage, 26-3. This was an absolutely insane beatdown. It barely feels like we've started the day. We're only an hour and 25 minutes in since we started here, Ricky, and already a 2-0 for the side of 4 Zoomers.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game from them, I would say. 26-3, not bad at all. Gunner, 6-0-13, Husky, 5-0-13. But I mean, this is basically what it is. Like, look at the amount of assists that these heroes have. Costa Bile kind of off, like split pushing here on the Naga Siren. But the other 4 heroes of 4 Zoomers have just so many kills and assists. And that is just what this patch is. It's so ridiculous. Just running at the enemy team, just playing these super strong lane heroes. And it worked out today, once again, for the Zoomers.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, I was a little bit surprised by how they decided to finish off their draft and run their lanes, because almost certainly we're thinking it was going to be like offlane Nature's Prophet, position 1 Tiny, but they ended up changing things around a little bit. Z-Freak ended up playing on Alina. It was pretty solid, but I feel like it was a little bit of an outdraft both games, but for Zoomers, it just seems like they have a better understanding of the patch and some of the changes that happened, and never took their foot off the gas against DogChamp. And again, if you can end up getting these kills, they did change the gold formula a little bit with how much you get for ending streaks and whatnot. You might be able to come back into it, but Moo only ended up going down a single time. Gunner didn't die this game. Husky didn't die this game. It was just very one-sided. I don't think the patch is this one-sided, but Forzuma sure made it look like it today.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely find out. We'll definitely see. We do have a second series, though, right? This isn't the only game today. We do have Wild Card versus APU King of Kings coming up next. Now, as far as that series go, it is going to be played right after this one. They are played, right after the other. We don't wait till a scheduled time, so there isn't going to be too long of a break before we end up in that series. Isn't that right, Neff?
Yes, I think that we may have an interview with break was extended so we could set one up, but I'm going to have to figure that one out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the games ended pretty dang quick, so we maybe have a little bit of an issue grabbing the interview, but we'll see. Do we have any idea who it may be if we're going to have one?
I have absolutely no idea about anything yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe we just throw it to a quick break and see if we have an interview. We'll come back. Does that work?
That's how we do things around here. Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds great, buddy.
All right, everyone. We'll be back after just a few minutes, maybe with an interview. Otherwise, we'll see you in our second series, Wildcard Gaming versus APU King of Kings. We'll see you then. Hey everybody, welcome back. So, fun surprise, we have an interview. I'm very excited with the one and only Gunner, celebrated by his famous Gunner IO emote. How you doing, man?
Good, I'm good.
Nice.
Gotta
Congratulations.
win.
Yeah. Very nice. Not eliminated. Feels very good.
Yeah, not today.
Congratulations. I mean, you've got it all. You win Dota. You ended up beating me in Jeopardy as well. Which one felt better, the win against DogChamp or the win against me and Little Nick? That's my first question for you.
The win against you.
Of course, right.
Yeah.
That one was tougher, right?
Yeah, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But I have a bunch of questions, a lot of them patch related, if you don't mind. I don't know how much you can give away about scrims and whatnot.
Depends on the question. I'll see how much I can give away.
Okay, I'll start off pretty simple. We expecting to win those games so quickly?
I mean, not specifically that early, but this patch is pretty fast compared to the last patch. Everything they did made the patches faster. Their shard's at 15 now, so people just are like, oh, I have my shard, guys. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of this patch is going to get faster over the next month or so. And the games are all going to be 20 to 30 minutes.
Right. I'm a big fan of that one. I felt like games got a little bit too delayed with how long you had to sit outside the base and keep the enemies boxed in and build a net with advantage. So I do like faster gameplay. Do you think it'll be as bad as the TI4 meta though, where people just ran each other over?
I am worried, but I don't think so, because I think people are better. But the thing is the players are all way better now than they were. So like split pushing is, it's easier to split push, but now it's also harder because they added outposts.
Yeah,
so the game nerfed it even though the players got better. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It's also a lot easier to move around the jungle and the map now because there's so many ramps and places you can go. I was looking at that the other day. Ricky, I'll give you a chance. Ask you some questions. You can be more game related if you want.
Yeah. So, I mean, you must have been super happy game 1. You got your lone druid, instantly banned game 2. The one thing I was a little bit interested about is you guys actually flexed the tiny to the off lane, or rather to Moo, as opposed to playing at position 1. Was that your guys' original intent, or did it just kind of work out because it was a really good Naga Siren game?
I think it just kind of worked out. Like, Costa wanted to try the Naga, but he was also nervous because I don't think he's played Naga on this patch, like at all. And so all his like knowledge of it was on the day one patch where everyone was like, "Holy shit, this new passive is so terrible. It's so bad to use."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I want to try it." And then a couple minutes of the game, he's like, "Wow, guys, this hero's pretty strong." How the new passive works, but
yeah, I was watching him just like lane cut it like 4 minutes on the Naga Siren. I'm like, that's pretty cool. He's like lane cutting with 3 illusions and clearing a hard camp simultaneously. I was like, yeah, that seems pretty neat.
At the beginning of the game, it's like he wanted Naga for the game, but he was nervous about actually how good the hero was.
That's fair.
All right. I've got one more. It doesn't look like we have a ton of time. Nature's Prophet, Lone Druid. You were playing Brewmaster. Maybe you're one of the people that made that one popular inside North America. Do you enjoy playing these micro heroes?
I like playing the heroes with more buttons. Yeah.
Okay.
More
buttons.
Like if Meepo is good, I would learn Meepo.
Yeah. Have you ever been a Meepo player?
I used to be. I have like 200 something games on the hero.
Wow, I had no idea.
I just haven't played it in like 3 years because Meepo.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. Hard hero to.
It's just fun to play these heroes because you can actually click your buttons really good compared to the other team. Whereas there's heroes like there's other heroes where it's kind of just all about your understanding of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels good to do that most of the time because you're just like, wow, I'm just better at Dota than them. But then sometimes you just want to be able to be like, wow, I just clicked my buttons better than them. There's nothing about the game itself. I'm just better at clicking buttons.
Heck yeah.
All right. That brings me to the last question that I have. Do you feel like I mean, this kind of ties in just being better at Dota than people. Do you think this patch helps you or hurts you coming into the upcoming season? You think you're gonna be better than these other teams with how you adapt, or what?
I kind of like this patch more than the last patch because this patch is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fighting, so I've always liked fighting way more, and also I think kills matter a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully for mid, it gets a little. Actually, I'm kind of sad because I was hoping mid would get changed, but they didn't change mid.
The way you did the first like 3 minutes of the game was super sick. You got level 3 with your hero. You push the Queen of Pain back in the tower with one of your treants. You send the other 2 to the water, and then you clear out the bottle afterward. That was hilarious.
Yeah, but like mid is kind of every time I watch replays, I've been watching like Chinese replays and all these mids sit mid for like 10 minutes and they all just farm.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask before we let you go. It feels like lanes are like almost more important than ever. Does that change? I was gonna ask if it changes mid lane at all, or is it still basically the kind of the same as it was
that's
before?
what I've been seeing. It's just if the patch is faster, right? Like let's say old patch was like 30 to 40, right? Now it's 20 to 30. The games are ending. That kind of means if the laning is 5 to 10 minutes, that's your mid game. Like the lane ends and it's mid game. Half of your game is laning. So yeah, it's gonna matter a lot when 50% of the time you're just laning.
That's wild. Yeah, I didn't think about that. In that respect, that's kind of cool. But yeah, it was really fun. We got to let you go because we have more games to be played, but obviously super excited. If this next series, when this next series completes, who would you rather play in the next elimination game, either wild card or APU?
Do we play the winner of this next?
Yep.
We need more North American teams.
Or I'm sorry, no, not winner of this one. You're going to be playing against either Lava or Infamous. My apologies.
Probably Infamous.
Infamous.
I had
okay.
to pick one.
Lava's scary boys. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Well, Gunnar, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on probably one of the most dominant duos we've seen in a while. Very fun to watch, and have fun with the patch, man.
Yeah. Have fun casting the patch. It should be more fun.
Yeah, I guessed way too many games of the last one. I'm very excited that we finally get to see some different games.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Gunnar.
Yep. My pleasure.
And congratulations again on beating me in Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Talk to you
soon,
soon, man.
for life.
Yeah, see ya.